Welcome, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back, everybody. We are here for day 2 of Facebook Live Fast Cash. So happy to have you with us. Come on in, get on camera, get ready. If you're on Facebook Live, I know it'll take a couple of minutes for us to get in your space and in your feed, but welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. So this is day 2 of Facebook Fast Cash Live, and we're going to be talking about that step 2 of what you do to use Facebook to bring in clients and bring in revenue. So we'll give it a minute or two for everybody to find their way here and come back and join us. So in the meantime, if you are joining us, hello, now I see Facebook Live is getting here. Hello, Ann. Hello, Danny. Say hello on Facebook if you are joining us via Facebook. Let's see, I'll get my chat going so I can see everybody. So I'd love everybody to put in the chat, whether it's Facebook Live or it's on Zoom, what's the one big thing you'd like to get out of today? I have what I need to teach you in the second step piece, but I'm also really curious, like what kind of questions, curiosities are you bringing to the space of how do you use Facebook to get more clients? To get any clients to make money. So I would love to see that. So whether you're on Facebook, welcome Facebook Livers, or you're on our Zoom, good morning, Dolores. Good morning, Jean. Hello, happy to have you all here. Put in the chat, whether on Zoom or Facebook, what feels like it's stopping you? What are you curious about? What would you love to learn today? I don't know that I can cover all of those things, but some of those I would love to take a look at and be able to jump into. So how to boost engagement on Facebook. So Tyler, do you just mean general engagement with people communicating with me? You can just give me a thumbs up that's great. Okay, Beverly's also saying engagement, how to get viewers on a Facebook Live. Okay, Facebook engagement system strategies and how to simplify. Hello, everybody. Welcome. If you're just joining us, we're here for day 2 of Facebook Fast Cash Live. Just giving you another minute for everybody to join us on camera, get your notebook, your pens, your papers, your whatever you need to be successful today. Get yourself all set up and ready, and we'll get started here in just a minute or two. But just asking, what is stopping you on Facebook? Like, what's your biggest question? So I was asking you to put that, whether you're on Facebook Live joining us or whether you are in the Zoom room, just plug that in. And I'm seeing a lot of things about engagement. And I could talk about that for a few minutes. Lorna on Facebook Live is also saying engagement. So I will absolutely start by talking about it. We touched on that yesterday, just a little bit, but yes, I mean, obviously engagement is important, very important as it relates to being able to take next steps, on whatever you're doing next. So Julie, also going to talk to you guys a little bit about asking a great question. So Julie, when you say how to go live, what does that mean, Julie? Are you saying, what button do I push? Are you saying, what do I say on a live? Are you saying, like, get a little more specific with that? When you ask a question, like, get super specific. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get going here because I do want to answer your questions. I do want to cover the content we have today on my kind of step 2. I also want to kind of share what the next, I want to review what we talked about yesterday as well. So here's the thing about using Facebook, and I am only going to be talking about Facebook. I could be talking about a million things. I could be talking about TikTok. I'm only going to talk about Facebook. So some of you are going to ask, do I use my personal or do I use my business profile? Everything I'm going to give you that I gave you yesterday that I'm going to give you today is Suzanne style. Hey, Lynn. Hi. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Mega. Good to see you on Facebook. Is Suzanne Answers. So one of the things about taking deep trainings on social selling or using social media for selling is that it's very tactical, it's very technical, and it can be very complex. And when a lot of people, when a lot of you are beginners, right? If you are, sorry, I'm gonna get my, I'll be honest. It is, we own a home in Maine, not too far from where everything is happening in Maine today and last night. where some of it happened just about 35 minutes. So all of our area, we also live in an area where almost no one is there now because it's very much based in summer homes. So lots of things being asked of us in the community, and different things of checking cameras and different things. So sorry, that was the dings I was getting. And oh, you just have to pause, and you don't know what to say. Our hearts, our prayers, our pissed offness, our so much, but we can all definitely take a moment today, and anything that has gone wrong for you today, maybe imperfection in your day, I would say that all of us are having an amazing day. We are having an extraordinary day in comparison to a lot of suffering that is taking place, not only in Maine, but all over the world. And we are really blessed to be here in this moment where we can teach, and we can learn, and we can laugh, and we can share, and we have the freedom and the opportunity to do that today, which is not the case in so many other places. So it's hard, for all of you who are sensitive souls. I'm a sensitive soul. It's hard some days to get up and go, I'm going to do a Facebook Live. I'm going to talk about this and talk about, I mean, it is a challenge because while what we do is important, and what we do matters, and what we do transforms people and uplifts people, it is sometimes a challenge to bring forth all the gifts and the talents and the transformation that you have in the world simultaneously, while there is so much destruction in the world. And please know that that doesn't go unnoticed. And I think of it all the time. I'm aware of it all the time. But one thing that I do know is that all we do have the ability to do is share who we are and what we have, and the talents and the gifts we have, and continue to do that. And when you make money, and that's always been my goal, is to make a lot of people very wealthy. And it's not to make a lot of people very wealthy so they can buy boats and travel to Italy. Those are very nice things. And I think there is that we all serve an abundant God, and you're deserving of those if you do the things that are required of you to have them. But it's really because I know the people that I've always attracted will use their money to do good in the world. And that's why I've wanted to help a lot of people make a lot of money, because I know they will use it for their lives and for their families and for their communities. But I also know they'll use it to impact poverty and hunger and social injustice and inequities in education and inequities in so many things. So that's always what's in the back of my mind, is how can I have people make so much money that they use that money to leave such a legacy and an impact that it makes a really big difference. So sorry for that moment, but just wanted to take that moment this morning. So thank you all for being with me. And I think we're very blessed to be here together. Thank you all for being with me. So back to Facebook. I mean, I will say this is interesting in relation to what we were just talking about. I was doing what you're not supposed to do before you go to bed at night, which was scrolling TikTok. And what was fascinating was there are, and I guess I was just getting hit with it because the news, was so big last night. A lot of people, a lot of independent people have become their own news stations on TikTok or on different social platforms, and they'll share things. And so as we talk about, how do I get attention, and how do I get more interaction? It's write this down. How relevant are you? Right? Are you constantly being relevant around your topic? So whether you are sharing a static Facebook post, which means just a written Facebook post, it's a teaching post, or it's a Facebook Live, or whatever it is, what is the relevance of it? So what I'm teaching you right now, and the reason you all showed up 2 days in a row. Oh, let me check that. Put me if you weren't able to be with us yesterday, but you're here today. Maybe this is your first day with us, whether it's on Facebook Live or here, and that's totally fine. I'll tell you where the recordings are from yesterday. No worries if you were only able to be here today, but I love to welcome new people. So Ross is here with us today, wasn't with us yesterday, but if anybody else is here today and wasn't with us yesterday, just put me in the chat. So how relevant are you being? right? What is the relevancy in your topic, in what you teach, in what you share, in the change that you offer to people? And so that relevancy is what is fascinating to people, right? The person with the most relevancy is going to get the attention. So are you constantly talking about what people are thinking about, what people are worried about, what people are interested in? People want to know, oh my God, like can I go on Facebook and get clients? I mean, I'm sick of using it for cat and flower pictures and grandkids pictures, right? It seems like everybody else is making money off of it. That's why you've shown up the last 2 days. So a part of that, when you are sharing on social platforms, is simply being relevant and adding incredible value. Relevancy and value, relevancy and value. A client of mine asked the other day, how do I get people to just read all the emails I send out, right? And I said, the number, there's a million tactics I could give you, right? Like what makes a good headline, and how do you get people to open? And here's a little tip for all of you. Remember, people look at their inboxes now no longer as inboxes. They look at their inboxes as scroll feeds, as social media feeds. So do you have imagery in your headlines? Do you say things in a way that makes it stand out, right? Do you make it look a little different? So we were talking about all of this, and I said, but the main way you get people to read all of your emails is you solve a problem in every email. You solve a problem in every email. Same thing on a Facebook post or a Facebook Live, right? Or a or a video or a reel. You solve a problem in every post. You solve a problem in every live. You solve, right? What is the problem I am solving? Now, we know peppered in with that solving of problems is also some lifestyle things, right? Although I showed you yesterday that I post information about my clients. The one I think I showed you was Lori about to cross the 7-figure mark. That solves a problem. How many of you sometimes just shake your hand at the camera, go, could I really make 7 figures? Shake your hand at the camera if you ever ask yourself like that. And I somebody that could do that, that solves a problem, doesn't it? Lori Brown was a nurse. She was a nurse. She was a nurse who turned attorney, who then turned business owner, who's a coach. And she makes 7 figures. You can look at that and go, oh my gosh, if Lori can do that, I can do it. That post solves a problem. Does that make sense, everybody? Solves a problem. Maybe not everybody in this room is having this problem, but quite a few of you who have your cameras on, and you know how I am about your cameras on. Where are you, David and Tasha and Cheryl and Maria? Get your cameras on, get your cameras on, get your cameras on. Right? It solves a problem, right? It solves a problem. So that's the main thing, is relevancy and solving a problem. So Tyler, the third part of that is the question you asked. You were the first person to ask it. How do I get more interaction? The answer to that is, if you're being relevant and you're solving a problem, you must ask people to take an action. You must ask people to take an action. So if we go, I need, Caitlin, I need to be the host. Sorry. I don't think I have host. I need to screen share. Let me show you a couple of things going on. Thanks, Caitlin. In my feed, right? Let me show you a couple of things in my feed, and let me just get my feed up. Oh, well, poop. Right now I'm in Driven Entrepreneurs because, oh, Lorna. Yeah, let me look at this really quick and then I'll move on. Lorna is saying, yesterday you spoke about using your talks as your posts, your speeches. Can you go deeper with that theme? Yep. I absolutely can. Let me get to here. Then let me get to here and let me show you some differences in things. Okay, just going back to my feed, and this is just talking about interacting, right? And getting people to be interactive. So I had this post. Let me find one for you. Okay, here's a great example. This is celebrating a client, right? It's a statement. Hundreds of clients hosting their own events. I've been on stage and on site with many of them. So last weekend, I was with my client, Danella Burnett, who was hosting one of her events. Took a little picture of us on Marco Polo sharing, and I just said, oh my gosh, so proud of her. This is a statement, right, everybody? It's a statement. Some people chose to say, that's amazing. Two amazing humans. Love this. Fabulous dream team, right? Whatever they said, right? That's what they said. Watch the difference in that post and the one I did for Lori Brown. So that post had, what did we just say? It had 11 comments, 48 likes. I was just telling you about the Lori. Oh, no, let's use, here's an example. Let's use Kim. So I was celebrating Kim, one of my clients, right? She just had, this is what she just shared with us. I just had my first 50,000 cash in the door month in September with 64,500 contracted. Sorry, I'm going to show this to Facebook Live, which means the remaining 14.5 is still in monthly installments. So I was celebrating her. Watch what I did at the end of this post. Watch what I did at the end of this post. I said, give her a hell yeah below. She deserves it. Same type of post, right? Same type of post. They're both celebration posts. This one has 71 comments and 106 likes. The main difference is what, everybody? Put it in the chat. What was the main difference? I asked somebody, right? I asked somebody to take an action, a CTA. Yes, Pat. Yes, Tyler, a call to action. So one thing, Tyler, is, are you asking for a call to action? Now, the flip side of that is not everything you do can be, and go do this and go do, because people also get bored of that, right? They're like, right, it gets a little weird. So you notice I don't do it on every post, right? You know, I have lifestyle posts, which you know, is showing that this is a little post. Oh, this was a great remember you. Okay, remember yesterday when I talked about do things that you know people will respond to, right? Because it helps build your algorithm. It helps people kind of train people to interact with you. This was one of those. I said, post a picture, no words, only a pic that in your life, it makes everything better. And I posted my son and my little niece. 95 likes, 119 pictures got posted. Look, 109 people want to do that. They want to post what makes them happy, what makes them feel good. That's a call to action. Now, did that solve a business problem? No, it did not. So not every single, and just so Facebook can see that, that was that post. Not every single time am I solving a business problem. Sometimes I'm posting something lifestyle, or sometimes I'm posting something that's engagement for the sake of, remember what Facebook was built for? What was it built for, everybody? Remember, what's the purpose of Facebook? Connection. Remember I shared, yes, Karen, connecting. So sometimes it's for the purpose of that. So that kind of answers, that's a little bit of an answer to a question multiple people had this morning that I'll share, but it'll also run us into and take us back to what we did yesterday and what we're going to do today. So you need to start building interaction. You need to start communicating, and remember that Facebook is about connection, right? You want to be relevant, and you want to ask people to do something. Ask them a question, ask them to post something. Tell them, can you put yes below, ask them to do something to build that interaction. And this is also how you collect data. Remember, I said the best way you'll ever collect data, this is why you having a speech, you being a speaker is so important. The best way that you will collect data is you will do a Facebook Live, or you will deliver a speech, or you will do something in which you go, wow, that got more interaction than I've ever had before. That got more people to comment or ask questions or connect. That must be an amazing topic for me. So then you've got that data. Now we know what we want to ask. So I'm going to go back into screen sharing just to remind you of how this goes. And this is what we call a two-step post. So I've got a few in here. I'll show you a different one today than I showed you yesterday. Here we go. 14 spots open for, no, that's not the one I want to show you. Sorry, that was about what we're doing today. Hold on, let me go back to the bottom one. Hang tight. Hang tight. I usually do my two-step posts like this. Here we go. I usually do a two-step post with bold. I'm not going to get into today. There's a lot of tools that you can plug your Facebook post into, and it'll make them bold. It'll make you be able to do paragraphs. That's something you can Google. I don't want to spend my time on it today, but you can do that. But I always typically do my two-step post like this. I am looking for 14 speakers to speak at my Afterglow event. Details and topics in comments, right? It's a two-step post. Watch what happens. So I've said, let me get to the comments now, right? And I put in there a note or a disclaimer. You must attend the event, be registered, and receive our offer of support approval to participate. But that was my little note disclaimer, but this was the information. I'm looking for 14 speakers for my Afterglow lineup, a part of my Captivate event. Please put speak. What am I doing? I'm telling them exactly what to do. Please put speak in the comments if you want to be considered. Topics we are seeking. I say the topics, and then I say again, put speak in the comments if you want to be DM'd the details. Please watch your DMs closely. These opportunities will go very quickly, right? So this is where we are, everybody, on this list of data, ask, deliver fast. So after you know what topic would interest people, you're going to make a post that asks them to do something that then you need to take a next step with them. That's why we call it two-step. You're making a post, they're taking a step, and then you have to take the next step with them, right? So that's what we did for this. So you will see that we had, whatever it was, 147 people say speak, 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 right? Speak, 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 speak. So what I did was I then went in, and I want to kind of keep this, confidential. I don't want to show you necessarily, but I'm going to go back a few days ago to where you can see this. Hold on. I'll show you Michael because he wouldn't care. He's a buddy of mine. So Michael said speak, right? I wrote back to him, and I had a very short document that I sent to everybody who asked for this, explaining what the opportunity was. And I did it in this format. Let's hope this still works. It does. Yeah. I did it in this format. So it was just super clear. Now, I did some audio messages to some people, right? I said, hey, I saw you did this. I've attached a little link. It'll take you 45 seconds to read through the details. If after you read through the details, you're still interested, let me know and I'll send you a link to join us, right? Now, that is pretty direct selling on a DM. Or how many of you feel like you'd be ready to do that straight out of the gate? Yep. I'd say most of you are not ready to do that. I would say you're not. I'd say probably what you would be doing is possibly asking them to get on a call with you, right? Say, whatever you've asked of them, say, okay, great. Let's have an opportunity to talk for 15 minutes and I can share with you a next step, or I can give you more details, or I can answer your questions. Facebook, this is the little thing that I opened in the DM. So this was just a very simple Evernote, a little Evernote that just gave, right? I didn't want it to be a sales page. I didn't want it to be a landing page. I want, right? Just here are the details. Now, people would then write me back. Hold on, let me see if I can get out of here. Sorry, this is a little bit messy. Is this, give me a thumbs up. Screen share is going okay. You're able to see things and it's helpful. Okay, good. I know it's not always the cleanest, neatest way to do things. So I would say this. Michael's a friend of mine, so we went back and forth on a million things. I won't bug you with that. But a lot of people, some people didn't respond. Some people said, yes, I'm interested. I'm in, and I sent them the link. Some people said, I have a question, and I got them on the phone with one of my coaches. And the people who didn't respond, remember, leads die fast on Facebook. That's a writer downer. Leads die fast on Facebook. That's a writer downer. So some of the people that, some of the people who were not, who didn't respond, I didn't give them as much time as I'd give somebody like out in the world in general, because I know that leads die fast on Facebook. They're on to the next thing. They're scrolling something else. Somebody else is already in their DM. So I gave a couple of hours, and then here's what I wrote back to the people who did not respond. Is anybody on here? Did you respond to that? And did you join us by doing that? Okay. Okay. Christine, would you unmute yourself? Let's like, this is helpful, I think, to the room. So Christine, you saw that post, correct? Okay. You responded. Were you a yes, I'm in?
I am. Yes, I am. I had already paid your $47 to come.
So you just wanted to upgrade,
and I went ahead and
okay,
and just paid the $247 because it was an amazing deal.
Okay, did you get I sent you the Evernote for you to see the little details to it? Is that how you saw it? So you're looking at someone who literally went through that process. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to be really honest, because I think this also helps the room. When you opened the Evernote and it was just kind of a black and white detail sheet, did that feel better to you, worse to you, indifferent to you than if I just sent you an order form to buy or a link to buy?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually kind of like the not so polishedness of it, maybe.
Yes. And that's one of the things that we were aiming for, was like, we just want to give you the details. Like, we're not trying to be like salesy here, because quite frankly, it is a killer deal. And if you want it, you want it. And if you don't, you don't. And I don't want to get you lost in sales pages and order forms and all of that. So what we were aiming for, she just nailed. We've never talked about this, right? Christine and I, this is the first time we're talking about it here publicly. And that's exactly what I wanted, was a simple way for people to go, oh, here's the information. And some people said, no, thank you. Right? They got the information and it was a no, thank you. Thank you, Christine. I so appreciate that. Speed and simplicity. Yes, that's exactly what it's about. It's not fancy order forms. It's not fancy stuff that you feel like you have to hire a VA to do. This was an Evernote, right? And Evernote's just a document that you can use to make a simple note. It's that simple, right? So that's what you would do. So next step for some people was yes, some people were no, some people had questions. And then the people that were non-responsive, a couple of hours later, I sent this statement to them. And I'm going to say it, and then I want some of you to raise your hand. You know, you go down to participants to raise your hand, because I want you to tell me what you think of this statement, why you think I used this statement, and why was that my next step. What I said was, would it make sense for me to give you some good quality leads in the next 30 days? That's what I wrote to them. So raise your hand if you want to tell me why you think that's what I said. Why was that what I shared? And what do you think of that, about that as a statement? Raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat. So would it make sense for me to hand you some good quality leads in the next 30 days? What comes up for you when you hear this? Why do you think that was the statement? Yeah, go ahead, Julie, and then Raymond. Julie, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Because it's exactly what they want. They've said yes to speaking, and then now you're going to give them leads, and then it's like, yes. And also it's kind of there's a curiosity element to it.
And who's going to say, no, that doesn't make sense? Now, that doesn't mean they're going to step into it, right? That's fine. But you can't go, no, that would be stupid, Suzanne. Why would I want good quality leads over the next 30 days, right? So how many of you do a lot of follow-up on social media and follow up in sales in general with saying, hey, I'm checking in, or hey, I wanted to follow up, or hey, I wanted to see, right? Like how da-da-da. Yeah, that should be, can somebody put bam at the chat if you just got an aha? Bam. How many of you woke up this morning and said, you know what I want? I want to be followed up with. I just hope somebody checks in with me and follows up with me, right? If someone will just follow up, none of us, we're like, please don't let anybody follow up with me. I need to get my work done. I need to be, whatever it is, right? But all of us, would it be accurate to say that most of us today would like, oh my gosh, if I could get some good quality leads today, I could close some sales. So show up talking to them about what they want, not about your methodology. checking in and following up is a methodology. That's not solving a problem, right? It's not solving a problem. Yeah, Raymond, go ahead.
Action. Okay. I just believe people, they see the action. They follow along things. How many of us have signed up for a course, do it, okay, and don't do anything after? Here's the course. Here's how to learn. Oh, they're going to help me afterward also. It's the kick in the butt. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the kick
Yeah.
in the butt that most of us need. All right. So that's
Absolutely.
the action part. Thank you, Suzanne.
Absolutely. Thank you. So bottom line is you're making that post. You're asking them, does this interest you? Would you want this? Can I send this to you? Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. I was actually offering a speaking opportunity in that particular post, but I've done this before by saying, you know, would somebody like my blueprint to doing a Facebook Live? Just put live underneath and one of my team members will DM it to you. Now, that's a two-step ask. It's not to an immediate sell. They're going to get that Facebook Live document. After they get that Facebook Live document, maybe on the back end of the document, we have an opportunity to set up a call with a team member to walk them through a Facebook Live. Maybe one of my team members is going to reach out and say, hey, and they could say, when you give them the document, 24 hours later, I'm going to check in with you and see if you want to schedule a time for me to review what would be a great topic for your Facebook Live. Right? And so that could be a next step. So you have to figure out where you are in business. You have to figure out where you are. Is this making sense, everybody? Where you are in the process. I can come out and make an offer because I know it's a damn good offer. I know to have a speaking spot for that price point is a damn good offer. So I can come straight out of the gate and do that. And I am tested and I am true because I've done 14 years of events and we filled them and blah, 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 blah. I also know that quite often people don't know me. They don't know me from Adam's House Cat, right? And I say, hey, I have this thing that solves a problem. It's relevant and it solves a problem. Do you want it? They say yes. I give it to them, and kind of on what Raymond just said, following up with that, people don't always know what to do with stuff. They have trouble taking action. They have fear, they have worry, they have concern. So then I can go back and say, listen, I've given you the formula to do a Facebook Live. I get it. A lot of people still don't do it even after they're holding this formula because they need some support. Would you like to jump on a call with me and get some support around this? I kill it on that call. Right? I'm pretending like I'm one of you. You guys get that, whether it's losing weight, getting out of trauma, finding the love of your life, whatever it is. I kill it on that call. I show up to those calls like people paid $10,000 for that call, right? Those of you that are coming to Captivate the event, here's the deal. I act as if it's a $10,000 program. I do. For those 3 days, I go, they have shown up for a $10,000 program and I am here to crush it, to deliver, to over deliver. If I am acting as if they invested 10,000 to be here, I'm going to deliver 20,000, right? And so you do that on the call. And at the end of it, you go, listen, I have a 30-day Facebook Live formula where I work with you once a week, one-on-one for 30 days, and you get at least 5 Facebook Lives done. We boost your engagement and you have a plan to do it the rest of the year. If you are interested in Facebook Lives, which you have to be because you said yes, then I sent you the document and you said yes again because you wanted to talk to me. How long do you want to go and not actually go live? Let's let this be the 30 days you go live. Do you see, does this make sense, everybody? Then you are just so well positioned for an offer. So one of the things I do love about selling on social, particularly Facebook Live, because if I say, hey, would you want this blueprint? And you say yes. And then I go, okay, great, you've got the blueprint. Do you want some hand holding to formulate your theme for your Facebook Live? And you say yes. And then you get on the phone with me because we booked that call. That's your third what? That's your third yes. You said yes to me 3 times. You are so engaged in this topic and want to solve this problem that it would make absolutely no sense for you to take the next step. Can I get a thumbs up, everybody? Is this making sense? I'm going to show you how to take your speech. So Lorna, this also answers your question. I'm going to show you how to take your speech and turn your speech into leads. And this is called leads math. And I'll walk you through exactly how to get leads with just one talk. And then we turn that into all of the marketing strategies you can use after you have your speech written. It turns into all of these marketing strategies. And then finally, we do something called topic tree. We do something called topic tree, and it's where you take pieces of your speech and you're able to turn it into content for your courses, for a book, for a for Facebook Lives, right? Julie, you were asking, how do I do a Facebook Live? And what do I say? Like, we'll cover that, right? We'll go into that based on your talk. So that's everything we're going to be covering. And at the event, just to give you kind of a last moment on the event, and then please start raising your hand to answer questions. Happy to take questions about the Facebook Live information that I taught yesterday and today. If you need recordings of this in the Driven Entrepreneurs Facebook group, where all of you are now, yesterday's recording is in there. Today's will be in there as soon as we wrap this, if you need to go back and watch. But at the event, we'll be covering value proposition, unique, captivating angle, front end marketing, back end marketing, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok Lives. We'll be talking about running challenges, how to get gigs, creating your free offer, multiple paid offers, story creation, hot calling for gigs, cold calling for gigs, testimonials and case studies, speaker agreements, paths to cash, speaker support team, automation, how to sell your courses, master social selling, how to become captivating, how to become inspiring, becoming a master storyteller, and how to turn it all into a book. No, Kim, you do not need your speech written pre-event. As a matter of fact, I prefer that you don't, but some of you will, because that's just where you are. I will be walking you through exactly how to create your talk with my 4-frame offer that I have used to close $50 million from stage. $50 million from stage. So, okay, who has a question? Who has a question? Happy to answer any question you have. You can just, if you need to or want to, you can just come off of mute. Come off of mute. And I know some of you are trying to jump in and grab one of the tickets, which happy for you to do. And if you, we will never penalize you for a bonus if like you need to use PayPal or you need to ask a question or something's not working for you. So 866-670-4525 is our phone number. There's coaches standing by to talk to you, or you can email us at help@driveninc.com. Julie, go ahead. What's your question?
No, it's me again, sorry. So I joined Captivate and I can actually be there for all the sessions because I didn't read my diary properly. And I've joined the upgrade to the VIP, and I was just looking at an email and it says, you'll be speaking on Monday, November the 13th at our Afterglow event. The practice run will be on Thursday, November the 2nd.
Correct.
And you've just said, don't have your speech ready till, we're doing
Yes.
that on
So you'll
Saturday.
show it. So those of you that are speaking, you do need to have a 1-minute speech done, but that's why we have a practice run, because you will get immediate feedback in that practice run. And then you will have the event and like over a week to tweak it and be ready to go at the Afterglow.
Okay, so just the last question.
Sure.
I don't know what I'm going to speak on. How do I find out kind of information for that?
Well, what's your business?
Eating disorder recovery coaching. So it's kind of a strange one.
That's what you're going to speak on.
Okay.
That's what you're going to speak on. Remember, your speech solves a problem. Your
Mhm.
speech solves a problem. So what problem is your speech going to solve?
Okay.
And remember, this it's a great question, because it is specific what you do, which is great, but also your speech needs to be a bit universal. So
Mhm.
not all of us may have an eating disorder, but all of us can relate to elements that encompass eating disorders, right? And so make sure that when you are sharing like your in your talk that we could all relate, even though we may not all be an ideal client. Does that make sense?
Okay. Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's lots of kind of
Absolutely.
things
Absolutely.
I do my work in a straight, it's not your typical kind of way of going about it.
Wait 1 second. I always forget to say bye to Facebook. I don't want you to have to hang out because it's kind of hard for you to hear the questions. All the links work. #ReadsPlay. Thank you for being here, everybody. Have a great day. Okay. Sorry. When I do Q&A, it's a little hard. We actually, you can stream from Zoom into Facebook. the algorithm doesn't love it as much. So it doesn't work quite as well. So sometimes I don't do it and I choose to just go off my phone. Okay, so yes, Julie, so just, you want to make sure it's universal to the full audience, but absolutely, you're going to talk on your business and the problem you solve.
Okay, well, I can like put that in somewhere, but not it be the
Absolutely. Yeah.
the topic.
That's right. That's right. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Does anybody else? You're welcome. I'm excited to have you. Does anybody else have a question? Anybody else? Yes, go ahead.
For your, I'm coming to the event, so I signed
Great,
up early, and
great.
I want all the bonuses.
There you
So
go. All the you want the balloons and the
all the
taps.
bonuses. Thank you so much. Fast action taker right here. So with the 1 minute speech, and I did sign up for Maria Stamos's information, so I hope we'll learn more about that. Do you advise setting up the framework for what you do, why you do, and the problem you solve in 1 minute? What would be the key
You
elements?
do. So I'll
Okay.
do this. I'll do this just for shits and giggles, and because I have a little bit of time. I have a call at 12, and what am I going to do between now and 12 except be able to pee and get to the team meeting? So I'll do this. I'll give you an example of a 1 minute talk, right? I'll give you a perfect example of 1 minute talk. Between meetings, I rushed into the restroom. As I used the restroom very quickly, I turned around, dropped a pen on the floor, and as I went to pick it up, it was an automated toilet that flushed on its own, which shot toilet water straight into my left eye. I turned around and thought, what do I do? What do you do with toilet water in your eye? Do you go to the emergency room? Do you just, and I thought, well, you just move on. You just move on. I went and washed my eye out a little bit, went straight back into the meeting, and I thought, how often do we show up in business with toilet water in our eye? Things don't work. We don't know what to do next, right? And we just freeze and stop. It's the continuing to go. It's the not making everything a drama that makes you profitable. And that's what I teach people to do. I teach people to use speed and simplicity in growing their business without a lot of busy work, without drama, so that they can make 6 and 7 figures with ease and simplicity. If you want to know how to make 6 or 7 figures with ease and simplicity, even with toilet water in your eye, I've got a cash injection session for you, but it's only for the first 7 of you here. There's 37 of you here. I can't do it with everybody. For the first 7, if you want a cash injection session, use the link below. Toilet water not included.
Okay, so that's great.
That's a 1 minute talk.
Thank
With
you.
a buffer.
Got it. Doing it in my talk. My first opening is a story like that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So that's how much you can accomplish in 1 minute, everybody. Right? And that's a Facebook Live. Now, I don't want Facebook Lives to be 1 minute. Here's a little tip for those of you that are asking about Facebook Lives. Facebook Lives, the algorithm doesn't pick you up till about 1:11, right? So you've got to go, a Facebook Live should be a minimum of 12 minutes, ideally not much less than 15 minutes. But I could take that and turn that into a Facebook Live. How would I extend that to 15 minutes? And we talk about all of this at the event.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'll show you when we teach the actual speaking part, I show you how, well, I'm not going to drag it out. I show you how to take a 60-second and expand it to 60 minutes, expand it to 6 days, expand it to 60 hours, right? And so we go through all of that at the event. And the reason that that is so important and critical is you really have a core message with a captivating angle. And then it spreads out from there. So I could take what I just did in that 1 minute, and then I'll turn it into a 15-minute Facebook Live, because I will give more examples, more samples. I will give, I'll add another story into it. I will say, okay, so what are the 3 ways to have speed and simplicity in a business and turn it into a 6-figure business? Here's the 3 things I want you to know. So I'd have 15 minutes to do that. And then I can spend 3 minutes on each of the 3 points. So when I show you my framework at the event, which is inspire, educate, ask, motivate, I show you how to make that, collapse it to 1 minute or expand it to be a 6-day retreat or event.
Oh, Suzanne, thank you. I'm almost there. I'm on the path.
awesome.
I can't
Good.
wait. I'm so excited. And I'm so glad Julie discovered that she could come.
Oh, good. I'm so
Because
glad.
I was going to help her, and she's coming. She figured that out.
That's great.
Julie.
Awesome.
Bye.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Anybody else have a last question? If you have any questions, help at driveninc.com, help@driveninc.com. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for joining me these 2 days. Replays are in Driven Entrepreneurs Facebook group. Hugs and hell yes, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.